To turn the light on, and I realized I grabbed the wrong shirt. I got this gigantic stain on my shirt today.
I'm never allowed to turn the light on.
Nobody would have noticed,
really
by the way.
I know it's huge. Can
If
you see it?
Well, if you had done it the night before, you wouldn't have to turn the light on.
All right, okay.
Playing the part of Allison.
That's really nice, Christine. Okay, in studio, Sam Colosimo Tasta is in studio. Good morning. Good morning. And Rocco Cornacchia. Do I say that right?
Yes.
Hi, Rocco. How are you? Good. So get on her mic there, and there you guys can share microphones. We want to talk about. Hey, Neagele, how you doing?
Good morning.
You guys want some beer with us, or you just want
to? What is this? Coffee?
This is the brand new Saranac.
Oh, this is the coffee, the coffee lager, right?
Might have to come here more often.
All right, so you guys want to sample as we talk? We can do that.
Might as well.
Okay, so while Neagele is getting it ready, and it's in cans too. I like that, Neagele.
Saranac
He's pouring away.
Really moving up in the game, huh?
So Samantha and Rocco, tell me about this golf tournament. And you guys sell this thing out every year, right?
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. I mean,
right tight on the.
Sorry,
microphone.
It really is unbelievable. When you think you started something from your friends, just getting together and to see the tournament, and you have 160 plus golfers. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable. And everyone gets together, to hang out with one another. But for the cause that we do it for is just it makes it, heartwarming, and it's part of the reason why it became part of the committee. And Rocco can explain more, because I mean he started the committee, he started the golf tournament, so I don't want to take the light away from him, and I'll let him explain how he started and how we've gotten here now.
Couple things, Rocco. We're not looking at picking up more golfers, because in that department you sell out and you do really well.
Yeah, typically we do sell out. We do right now have a few spots open.
Some openings, okay.
We do.
But you would like sponsors.
Absolutely.
And you also explain how it all started, as Samantha said.
So in 2011, 6 years ago, it just started as a conversation between myself and Joey Cracciola in the bar. And let's get together, have a golf tournament, have a couple drinks, couple laughs. Just started out like that the first year, and the second year we realized that we could raise money and give back to the community, and it just kind of grew from there.
And who do you give to, and the proceeds, who do you give to?
Each year we pick out a different family, local family in need. Bunch of various different diseases, going from, we've helped out a family with spinal bifida, autoimmune disease, retinoblastoma, multiple sclerosis. So we've helped out a wide variety of causes.
And how much do you tend to give?
Well, even last year, I mean, it was a $6,000 donation.
Nice.
I mean, so any family that's going through anything, obviously anything will help. But I mean, to get a $6,000 donation, usually you raise it in a fundraiser.
Yeah. So
it kind of alleviates the pressure of having the family, have to go through a fundraiser. And by doing this tournament, that's how we choose the family. Is it's unfortunate that you choose them by a cause, but in choosing the cause, it helps us, raise the money. And when people read the letter that we send out, it gives them the opportunity to read it. And it's kind of how you feel. I mean, this year we have a girl that she's 15 years old, and she's been living with Crohn's disease since she was 9 years old. And you thinking as an adult and as a parent, imagine your kid at 9 years old having to go through that. Yeah. Even now she's 15. That's been 6 years, and it gets emotional because it's sad. And that's how we choose a family. But a $6,000 donation was last year.
So what do you need? You're going to there's still some spots in for
we would love some foursomes to sign up. We would definitely love some companies to jump in and contribute, whether it's sponsoring a hole or throwing us some merchandise to give for the golfers or something to donate the day of. We'll take it pretty much any way we can get it.
All right, and how do they contact you to sponsor or to give? Or
our website is euclassic.com.
As in East Utica, euclassic.com.
Yep, that's the best way to get a hold of us. I'll give out my personal email address. That's a good way to get a hold of us, too. So that's rcorn771@gmail.com.
All right, so we'll put that in our show notes as well, and hopefully some people can help you guys out.
Yeah, I hope so, too.
Thank
you so much.
Now, do you want to try this and see what you think of this beer?
Oh, no.
Neagele, tell us what we're talking about here.
Well,
cheers.
This is a brand new beer from Saranac, cold brew coffee lager, and very unique beer. Most of the time that you find coffee infused into a beer, it's going to be a stout. So this is lighter, crisper, better for summer. And I admittedly don't know the mechanisms by which you make cold brew coffee. I'm an old school hot coffee kind of guy. But it really does have a nice, strong coffee flavor to it.
It really does. The aroma off this is really good, too. I like it, and it's lighter. You're right. Normally, it'd be a very thick, tasting.
Viscous, yeah. No, this is perfect
heavy.
for summer. Nice and ice cold out of the can. Very refreshing.
You think of Guinness whenever you think of like a coffee beer or something like that, and this is much
this is much lighter than that. What do you think of it, Samantha?
I love it.
How does it compare to the to this master plan they're talking about?
Oh my goodness! I bet you if the master plan committee had that whole 6-pack each time that they got together, they would be a lot better. But you know, to talk about that, and I tried not to get involved and talk about politics, but the master plan, unbelievable job they did, and for a free document that we see from them from advisory committee, it was almost just as good as the master plan document that we had. And
$300,000.
$300,000, and we had a committee that was put together that put this document together, you know, together, and each the passion that they put into it. I mean, you'll see it when you see the document itself, how much time and effort they put into it, and it was great.
All right, they're coming in next, by the way, to talk about it. Yep. Neagele, I really like this.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
This is a really good beer.
And good luck if you don't want to talk about politics here, by the way.
It's hard to.
It's hard to get away from it when you're involved in it.
We will. We'll take some donations of this beer too if you want.
Exactly. Yes, Saranac. Now that you're here, we will ask you for some donations for our golf tournament.
All right, and help these guys out if you can. Their information is going to be up in our show notes at WIBX950.com. Neagele, you saw last night they're trying to pass some gun control. You knew that was coming after Orlando.
Certainly.
And what do you think about background checks at gun shows and internet?
I think the background checks are completely reasonable. I think that's a glaring. I had no idea that there wasn't background checks, federally mandated background checks in Florida. I don't really want to talk too much about this. You know, my personal political views. I have a duty to keep my customers happy, and I don't want.
And beer always does that.
Yeah, well, beer. It's a lot easier to do it with beer than espousing your political views.
But you're a Second Amendment guy. You're a gun owner.
I am. But, you know, it's not. Like I said last week, before all this happened, which was ironic, is that. You know, I think a lot of the problem with politics in this country right now is that there is no discourse. Everybody picks a very binary side and sticks with their rhetoric, and it's almost as if people are averse to critical thinking right now, and they just don't have the patience or the attention span to actually distill down what it is they believe and then try and articulate it. If you're able to post your political views in 144 characters or less, then you're not thinking hard enough about the subject.
You're right, and that's what the world we're in now, isn't it?
Well, crazy. Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
But you know,
did you ever see the application to get a pistol permit?
Yes.
I mean, it is unbelievable the amount of energy you have to put into actually getting a pistol permit.
Here, though,
but to think that you could just go get an AK-47 without having any permit process.
But I think that's but remember the rules and the regulations and the restrictions in New York are much different than across the country.
Right.
That's really what this is. Really, what this is
and
about.
You're going to have a problem. You know, putting together some comprehensive plan that's going to apply to the rest of the country because of states' rights, and that's where we actually have to pay attention to this subject for longer than six minutes after the last tragedy, and move forward with something that politics is not about winning. It's supposed to be about negotiation and governance, and that's what we seem to have lost.
Well, the left really wanted a ban on the AR-15 style guns, which we can debate that and talk about that. How we use an analogy of you take one of those little 4-cylinder cars and they soup it all up, make it look like a hot rod. Correct. Still got a 4-cylinder engine in it. Still a 4-cylinder engine. But if you notice, the Democrats, Senate members, they're not talking about any ban on those weapons. They're not even going down that road. It's background checks, and it's the no-fly list, which is a lot to be talked about in that in itself.
I think those are common sense.
Controversial as well. But all right, good stuff. Thank you, and good luck on the golf tournament.
Yes, thank you so much for having us.
This beer, Cold Brew Coffee Lager, and it's available in cans all over the place.
We're getting it out there, so keep an eye out for it. It is delicious. You got to admit.
It is really, really good and light. You wouldn't expect it. 8:36 coming right back at WIBX.